Greetings and salutations, welcome to another FM17 team guide. Today we are looking at West Brom. So, in these team guides, if you haven't watched one before, we go through a quick look at the club's philosophies, what they expect us to achieve this season. We're going to look through transfer budgets and wage budgets, have a quick look at the staff to see if there are any areas need improving, the team report, then we're going to go through the youth teams to see if there's any really good youngsters up and coming, and then we're going to look through the squad as a whole, look through each position, see what needs strengthening, maybe some players we can sell to make some money, and also talk about sort of basic tactics that we might start off with the game with. So, welcome to West Brom. So, we've got no philosophies whatsoever, which is always nice, because then you can play how you like. Competition performance, they expect us to mid-table. Okay, I was hoping just to say, survive, don't get relegated. But no, they want mid-table. FA Cup, 5th round. League Cup, 4th round, it's sort of expected really. Then we're going to go on to the staff. We'll have a very quick look to see if anything needs improving. The scouting team definitely needs improving. We've got quite a few scouts, so probably maybe a few of those are quite rubbish, so need to fix that. Well, coaching staff is okay, it's pretty average for the league. The goalkeepers is a little bit low. You might want to maybe get rid of one or two staff members, or just wait until the end of the season, contracts running out, and then replace them then. Medical team, maybe get another physio in or something like that, a chief doctor or head of sports science, all the new roles and stuff like that might be quite useful. Onto the team report. I won't go through this, so if you want to just pause it and have a look now, you can do so. And then, this is my fun bit. We didn't even look at finances, did we? Okay, how much have we got to money have we got to achieve mid-table with? 9.7 million. It's not fantastic. We do have almost 200,000 in wages though, so that's pretty good. And there's probably a certain someone that we can sell, but we'll go through that shortly. Right, here we go. Under 18s. Have we got any superstars in the making? We've got one. We've got a little gem here. Could be Kane Wilson, a right back. Come on, be good. Yeah, he's all right. He's not setting the world alight, is he? He's pacey. That's good. Right. Under 23s. Any better in the under 23s? Okay, we've got one again, and that's Tyler Roberts. Didn't he used to play for Bolton? No. I must have loaned him in my Bolton save, and that's why. Tyler Roberts is a striker, can also play on both sides as definitely more of an inside forward because he can't cross for shit. But a really sort of pacey striker, and he could develop into something pretty damn decent. He's only 17 years old, so hopefully he gets some game time at Oxford and then maybe some tutoring next season, a few cup games, and he could develop into a really good player. On to the main squad. So we're going to go through each position quickly, see what areas need strengthening. We haven't got a great deal of money, so there's not that much. So first off, we've got Ben Foster, who's an absolutely solid goalkeeper for the Premiership. Boaz Myhill as his backup. Perfectly fine, I think. There's no point really selling Boaz Myhill. It's only worth 1.3 to get like a young goalkeeper in or something. So don't have to worry about that. Next up, let's have a look at right backs. We've got Alan Niang, I believe it's pronounced, who knows. 28 years old, Cameroonian international, really amazing physicals and a really good defender actually. I like him, decent player. Then we've got Craig Gardner, who can play central midfield, but he can also fill in at right back. As a right back, he's okay. He's a decent backup. We'll go through more when we talk about the midfielders. Then we've got Craig Dawson, who can play right back and central defence, and he's actually pretty solid, pretty decent squad player. So that's it for sort of right backs, but I think that's enough cover. Dawson and Gardner can cover for Niang. As for left backs, we've got Brendan Galloway on loan from Everton. Very strong youngster. I think he's got a lot of potential in real life, and he's actually pretty decent in this. His heading's only 12 as a centre back option. I think I would probably play him at left back, to be honest. And then we've got as his backup Chris Brunt, Sheffield Wednesday legend, who can play on the left wing and can play left back. Not very well. If you play like wing backs attacking, then yes, but only 8 tackling and 10 marking, 10 pace. He's going to struggle at that left back position. So maybe that's an area we look to strengthen. On to centre backs. We looked at Craig Dawson, who looked very decent. So did Galloway. We've got Gareth McCauley, who's getting on a bit. 36 years old now. He's got a year left on his deal. 6 pace is just frightening bad. Or 6 acceleration is just even worse. That's more important for a centre-back. Oh, I might try and get him off the wage budget if I need to. 26 grand a week. Then we've got Jonas Olson, a 33-year-old player. Again, 8 acceleration, 9 pace. Don't play with offside trap with those two as your defenders. Mental, amazing. Most of his physicals are pretty good as well. See, he could provide something. You know, he could do a job, I think. I still don't want him to be my first choice because I do like, you know, more pacey centre-backs. Then we've got one of the best players at the club. We've got Johnny Evans, 28 years old now, in his prime, and he looks like a really, really good, solid central defender. And then we've got Sean Donnellan. I don't know why he's in the team. He's 19 years old, and he's got no stamina. Yeah, I think I'd probably just loan him out. Is he transfer listed? He is loan listed to start the game. I'm not sure where he's in the first team. So there we go. I'm a little bit worried about the defence, actually. If we're playing, for instance, Galloway at left back, it means that we're playing Johnny Evans and then one of the really slow guys. We've got Craig Dawson. Yeah, no, that Craig Dawson, I think, would be my choice with Johnny Evans. I would get rid of one of these slow guys and get some like a younger version in. For central midfield, Darren Fletcher. Been around the blocks for ages, really good experienced player, really good leader, ball-winning midfielder or a central midfielder option, solid. Then we've got Claudio Jacob, who's your defensive midfielder. He's your midfield muncher, 16 tackling, 15 aggression. He loves a good tackle, argues with officials. He loves a good fight. 28 years old, but really, really good player. Then we've got Sam Field, another youngster that shouldn't be in the first team. I'd send him out on loan. If we start doing this, though, look, you'll notice we get the two we've talked about, our squad is getting quite small. As for other central midfield options, we've got James Morrison, who can play behind the striker or central midfielder. Pretty good all-rounder, really. Good playmaker option. And then Nasser Chadley can play central midfield as well as on the left wing, and he's a pretty damn good player, good pacey player. I probably prefer to play him on the left-hand side, to be honest. 2-footed as well. That's always nice. So central midfield is very weak. Obviously, we've got Craig Gardner as well as our central midfielder, and he's very, very good. I think he's under current ability 2.5 star. I think he's a lot better than that. Okay. So, but still a little bit weak on the central midfield option. So wingers, we've got Matty Phillips, pacey, 25-year-old Scottish player. He's okay, right-footed, sort of standard winger. Could play inside forward. He's got decent enough finishing on the left if he wanted to. Then we've got Callum McManaman, who I see get sold quite a lot in the game, I've noticed. Probably plays best. He's okay, isn't he? He's just kind of a squad player. I wouldn't want him in my first team. I'd have him as a backup inside forward or winger. But only 25. Then we've got the man, the myth, the twat himself. So this is, I think, your big choice. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this guy in a minute because he's going to be the decider. Then we've got James Mclean, who starts the game transfer listed. He could still do a job, to be honest. He's a decent, pacey, left-footed winger. You could keep him if you want. And then we've got Jonathan Lecco, who plays on both sides, or a striker. I probably wouldn't play him as striker. Finishing 11, first touch 11, composure 11, off the ball 12. I'd play him as probably an inside forward or a winger. Then we've got Robson Cano, picked up on a free after a good Euros. Can play as a striker or as a winger, and he's pretty good. He's all right, decent, solid player. And then we've got Solomon Momdon, who's a very, very good player. Plays best as a target man, which I'd probably agree with. 16 heading, 15 jumping reach, good strength. Yeah, but pretty good all roles, really. He's a good finisher, decent amount of pace. Yeah, I think he's a very, very good player. So, I think as for strengthening, we could do. I would get rid of one of the old centre backs and replace him with a youngster with a lot of potential. I'd also. We're okay for right backs. I'd probably get another central midfielder to add depth, and then maybe one more striker. The big question that everybody's going to have when they start this game is: do you keep or do you sell Berahino? The trouble is, he's got 1 year left on his deal. Right, let's see if we can offer him a new contract. Yeah, I think this pretty much ends the debate. He's worth so much money to your club. You start with 9 million, and he's worth so much money. You can get, I don't know what sort of money you can get for him. Probably 25, 30 million maybe. Even if you just said 20 million, you've got to take it. I think you've got to take it. Reinvest in the squad. That means you're going to need another striker option to go alongside Rondon. But it does give you money to spend then, and that's what's going to help you. So as for tactics, the game is suggesting a 4-2-3-1 DM wide, which I don't hate actually. I've just been experimenting with playing 2 defensive midfielders, and it's actually working really well. So actually, that might be... It's done my job for me, to be honest. I'm probably playing as a target man, Rondon as a target man. I think it's doable. It's a mid-table is a bit of a tricky challenge, but I think it's doable. I think if you sell Berahino, let's just say for argument's sake, £20 million, you're going to get 75% of that plus the money you've got. I think you could actually build a decent squad. I think 3 or 4 more players and you'll get mid-table relatively easy. I think Rondon is going to get you goals this season. You've got a couple of good youngsters. Jonathan Lecco, who I didn't even mention, is only 17 years old. This guy could be a sensational player. He's got 3 years left on his deal, so maybe give him a new deal relatively soon. Just keep him pinned at the club for as long as possible. There you go, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting the big face logo, my logo namey thing, whatever that's called. And go and check out my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.